Welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. If you found yourself here, there may be a message for your healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, or simply information. Today, I would like to welcome you to the conversation of judging others and how we do it instantaneously, consciously or subconsciously. How many places do you go and you have an instant opinion of somebody, you have no clue who they are, right? We judge them how they look, what their hair is like, what their clothes are like, maybe where you're shopping. Well, that's your judgment, and you have to take a look at yourself. Can you look at yourself in the mirror, and what do you say about yourself? When we judge others, it's our own character playing out, right? I have tried this on many occasions. One being in the beauty industry or, the community of exercising and balance. How many times I've heard things by observing others or at the airport or wherever I go. Doesn't matter where I am. I hear things, see things, I absorb things. So people that have judged me harshly don't know me at all. My son, my family, my friends. And in the beauty industry, of course, we don't judge, we look at what could be. It's a blank slate on a piece of paper, an artist or a book. How do you write the story? How do you help somebody achieve what they want to do and or where they want to go in life? Based on how they judge us, you already have their path slated out, right? So, for instance, people that come into a salon and they haven't had their hair done for a while and it's literally a mess. We had people, our kids come in with braids tied too tight. It took four of us how many hours to take it down to create something beautiful. That's why it's called hairdressing. It's the art of beauty. How many sculptures do you go see that are stunningly beautiful or pictures you don't understand? The artist had a vision, or we don't understand unless we read about their vision because we have our own. Or music. How does it touch your soul and move you and dance you in many different ways? I say music helps you move to so many different places and platforms. I may not like the music you like, but it may still move me and dance me in so many ways possible, depending upon what I have going on in my life. So, judging others. Yesterday, I had the privilege to take my son somewhere to get some art on his body that he'd wanted for a long time. It was profoundly signature to him. And I was leery about it. I didn't want anything bad to happen. He doesn't heal well based on other surgeries, but it was important to him, so we did it. And the conversation, to this tattoo place was far different than the one after. I could see something changed and shifted in him. I have one myself, and I just did it. I didn't really care. It was something I did after my brother was killed in a car accident, and then I added to it. It meant something to me, but I didn't share it with anybody until it was obvious because it was on my ankle in the summer. My mom was livid, but tough shit. It's my body. I'm able to do with it what I desire. In hindsight, yes, it's there forever, but it's artwork and profoundly moving for me. Would I do it again? I don't know. I would definitely put it in a different place and have better ink. That's what I have to say to everybody. So nowadays, things are different. So this place that we went to had a little challenging time finding it, but of course, with our friends on our phones, we were able to walk and find it. Walking into this place was sort of magical in so many ways. People look different, right? Because they have tats and piercings and the dress and definitely the music was different, but there were so many other awesome things about this place that I loved. What I saw was heart-touching, how they were a family, and one of their employees, which you could see they were a very close-knit family, whether they were blood or not. Somebody had a child that was brought to the door, or maybe they were just coming by to see mommy. Everybody went out and encouraged us to come too. They included me and my son as their family too. It was amazing to have strangers include you in family time. Seeing a little baby was precious. And that wasn't the first time I saw a child just so innocent and precious. Their hands are so beautiful, yet their whole life waiting to be formed. And everybody that was there present was giving him some love. It still brings a tear to my eye. So we all went in and talked about, what my son wanted. I sat on the couch, and of course, the music in there was different. And I put my earbuds on and played mine as I'm watching my son, thinking, oh shit, he's going to pass out. I remember my tattoo hurt like hell. They turned the fans on. I thought I was going to go down. Don't look away. Do look away if you have problems with needles and or blood, and just do something else. I reminded him to stay calm, focus on what the task was and why he wanted it and his dream for it. He listened to some beautiful music, and apparently he almost, fell asleep, and they all laughed. It was funny. I thought he was gonna pass out. I saw the little redness in his cheeks and whiteness coming, and I thought, "Oh, boy, he's a big kid." So it was a connection to family, and some of the other employees left down, sat next to me, and we had so many fun conversations and laughter. Now they look different than I did, but good souls, good people definitely have gone through some things in life, and they wear it on their outside of their body, and I honor and respect that. I love that. I may wear my wounds on the inside where people would have no clue, but their art form was, I own this shit that I've been through, and we're a family. And of course, my favorite thing, I've been through some things, Scent of a Woman. I love that movie. So profoundly moving. So, how many people judge those people? And we laugh about that too. We had conversations about everything before I am in the industry of art, forming art on people's hair, body, mind, and soul, just like them. Creative people that get judged. Why? Well, you're coming to us when you want change, right? We had some funny conversations about some of the clients I had, people who wanted to be business-like in the front and party in the back or whatever, and she said, "You'd be surprised what people think and put in places," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can do a lot of fancy things in a lot of crazy places on your body. Interesting, but it's artwork." Women that have breast cancer, she showed me pictures and I cried because I also work with people that have had breast cancer or cancer, whether they're here or not, and the artwork they can create beauty on your body so you don't feel bad about the war wounds, the incisions, the things that were removed that were devastating. And now beautiful, stunning, and own it. Your choice, your body, right? So, what a beautiful experience and a gift for me to be around these people that I felt privileged to be in their presence. But if you saw us outside of the office, I would just still be their friend. That's who I am. And it doesn't matter how they look or how I look. They didn't care about that. They see you on soul level. But yet, when we walked in, of course, I smiled because they were creative with their body, mind, and soul. How many of us don't own our shit and aren't able to be free, literally free to wear what we want to wear and do what we want to do? Now, over the years, I have done this lots of times, going into places dressed one way per their mission, the store, and then maybe I've slept in there after yoga. I was treated completely different. Same store, maybe even same sales associate, unless they really know you, but treated differently. They judge you. Or mommy's coming in with strollers and a bunch of things going on. They treat you differently. Or do I have a suit on and I'm coming in to buy special gifts for certain people, treated differently? I have been treated differently my whole life. People that don't even know me or maybe heard something about me. And what I have to say about judgment is until you literally know me, it's none of your business to judge me or anybody else. Or maybe you should walk in my shoes for 10 days, maybe 10 years, maybe a couple decades, for you would never, ever say that about me ever again. or anybody else that's suffering in silence or being unique. What I have to say to all that is the conversation when we left, and this guy was brilliant. I tell you, creative beyond and funny and very, very, very gentle with his tattoo and his art design. It was perfect, and we were happy. And you trust somebody to put something on your body that's going to be there forever. He was magical with my son, who, yes, is unique. And for him, it changed his life, his perception. He could look down at his wrist and say, that's something that made him feel good. It was a name that we had when he was little, and he wanted it somewhere where he could see it because it made him feel safe and unique in the world, but special. So, all the times that he's been judged, which hurt me big time, all the time that he's been in pain, not saying anything, hurt him and me and other people that have bullied him and me. It's not okay to judge people. So, never, ever, ever, like they say, judge a book, right? By its cover. You don't know the story and the pages and the tears on those, right? So when you feel like you need to judge somebody because they're struggling, or maybe you don't know they're struggling, or you don't know their story, maybe they don't need to share their story with you because you're not trusted because you've shown yourself. But on the other hand, maybe you can open yourself up to talking to somebody before you judge them, or just smile, hold the door, do something kind for them. It matters, and it shouldn't be how they look, right? Just think about that. How many people you pass by that look different. I'm not saying just open your doors and your homes to them, let them move in. No, I'm just saying the world needs to be kinder and stop judging others. I also had the privilege to go to a few other stores, and it's magical how people just come up to me and ask me questions. Usually it's because they know that I'm a safe person to talk to. It was so sweet. Yesterday it was clearly about touch and human touch and babies and how they bring things into the world so open and free, and then they get judged and they shut down. I was at a store where I could hear somebody asking, she was Spanish speaking, but had enough English to ask the question to an associate, and she was so rude to her. I turned around and her son was reaching out to my hand, so I put my hand there and he was tapping my hand, and I squeezed it and looked at his face. It was so sweet. That little touch of that hand was profoundly moving for me, just so innocent. And his face was full of chocolate. It was cream. It was so beautiful, right? Messy, cute. How many times we look at the mother and say, good Lord, the kids are a mess. She clearly was on her shopping trip. Cart was full, having a question for me. I looked at her, and the question was about eyelashes. Well, I happen to specialize in those at one time. I don't like the task. Thank goodness to all of you that do. It's so tedious. I don't like that part of it. I loved hair. So I was telling her how to apply it, the singles or, the regular lashes and where she could find them. And she couldn't find them. And I was looking at her, assessing her eyes and her eye shape. They were almond, and what she should do and where to go get them, telling her the tools she needed. And she could actually buy them at this certain store. And then I saw her a few other times. But her son was holding my hand the whole time. It was that energetic bliss of something so innocent. And she was too. But her hands were full. It reminded me of times when mothers are single or maybe just shopping singly, having to get everything done at once and people judging you because maybe your kids are tired of shopping, getting that task done. But I reassured her that she would be able to go do that. She wanted to do something for herself. And I thought that was beautiful because the kids clearly already had their treats and she was a good mommy. And I could tell. Same store. I was trying to get things done with my son who was taking forever to choose, and I know that about him, but it's been a long day, right? This little gentleman, perfectly dressed. I love how classic old school people wear. They dress up to go somewhere and look nice. How many times we judge other people? I was minding my own business and I couldn't find what I was looking for. And I turned around because he was talking to me. He had helped him get something off a shelf. And I smiled at him because he was the gentlest little old man, and he was a little shorter than me. So I helped him, and he was grateful. And I was actually grateful for the experience to stop and find somebody so peaceful and happy that you were helping. So I went on and said thank you and have a good day. Later, rolled up by me with his cart and he said, it was so nice to have somebody smile at you when you asked for help. I looked at him and I said simply, well, isn't that the way it should be? Because we're old school, right? It should be that way. When people ask for help, you should try and honor it. And if you can't, just be honest and not judge. It was beautiful connection, and I was grateful for that experience and that person. Sometimes we run into people that touch our lives for a lifetime. It was a short encounter. No judging, just helping and honoring somebody. And sometimes divine brings you people, places, and things along your path that touch your heart forever, right? Just that little moment in time where it was meant for us to meet and greet and talk. And it was beautiful. And I was grateful. And so was he. That was it. Nothing else. No judgment. Nothing needed. And just pure, connection. It was beautiful. So for today's message, try not to judge others because you never know what they've gone through or what they need. And a simple gesture is great. I think I received just as much as he did. And this lady, the gift of her little child's hand in mine, it was profoundly moving. And of course, my new friends at this tattoo place, I'll refer a lot of people to them if they want to go somewhere and get some good work done. But don't judge them because you don't know them. And I don't really either. I know they're good people. That's all I needed to know. And they're good people to their people. And that's all I needed to know. And their work is fantastic. Even better. Very much perfected their craft inside and out. And it shows. So I hope this helps today. Just remember to take care of you because you matter. And so it is. Namaste.